You understand English, but when it is time to speak silence, words disappear. Your mind goes blank, and yet inside you know the words. You can hear them. You can even read them. But your mouth does not move. You tried books. You tried apps. You tried long videos. And still speaking feels impossible. But today something rare begins. A new way. Simple, powerful, different. In this lesson you will not memorize. You will not study grammar rules. You will speak. Slow, clear, step by step. Real English. Repeat it until it feels natural. And if you stay with me until the end, you will feel something new. English leaving your head and flowing from your mouth. Confidence you never felt before. Because this lesson is not like the others. This is English for people who understand but cannot speak. The change begins here. The change begins now. So are you ready? Let us begin right now. And before we start, I give you my best lessons for free. You give back with just one click subscribe. Together, we create more magic lessons. Why you understand but cannot speak. You know the words. You know the rules. You listen to English, and the meaning is clear. But when it is your turn to speak, nothing comes. You stop. You feel blocked. Why? Because knowing is not the same as doing. Most learners know vocabulary and grammar, but freeze when it is time to speak. This happens for one reason. Speaking is speed. It is reaction. It is not slow thinking. It is not remembering rules. It is automatic recall. Passive knowledge is when words live in your mind like books on a shelf. You can see them. You can take one. But it takes time. Speaking does not give you time. A real conversation is fast, alive, moving. You cannot open books while someone waits for your answer. Speaking requires automatic recall. Automatic recall is when the word comes without searching. It is when the answer leaves your mouth before you even notice. Like a reflex. Like catching a ball without thinking. Your brain has two systems. One is slow, logical, careful. This is where grammar rules sit. The other is fast, emotional, automatic. This is the system that speaks. When you study only rules and vocabulary, you train the slow system. That is why you understand. But the fast system is weak. That is why you cannot speak. Think of listening. When you listen, your brain only receives. It has time. It relaxes. But when you speak, your brain must create. It must choose, build, and release words in 1 second. Without training, this feels impossible. That is why your mouth is silent even when your mind knows the answer. Real speaking is not memory, it is reaction. Not rules, but rhythm. Not thinking, but flow. The brain needs training to react instantly, just like in real conversations. Every fast response builds a path. Every path makes recall easier. This is how the brain learns to speak. You do not fail because you lack words. You fail because your words are trapped in the slow part of your brain. To speak, they must move to the fast part. They must become reflex. That is the hidden truth most learners never hear. This is why you understand but cannot speak. It is not about intelligence. It is not about effort. It is about training your brain for speed. training your mouth for reflex, training your memory for instant recall. Only then does English leave your mind and enter your voice. And that is why there are some rules that very few people know. Rules that, when practiced correctly, make learning and speaking English fast and natural. They train the brain to react without thinking, strengthen automatic memory, and free the voice that is trapped today. One of these powerful techniques is shadowing. The power of shadowing. Shadowing is one of the fastest methods to turn passive understanding into active speaking. It is not magic. It is training. It is practice. It is the secret the best learners use and almost no one talks about. You listen. You hear English on TV. You hear English on a podcast. You hear English in a conversation. And immediately you repeat. Not slowly. Not carefully. Immediately. Your mouth moves. Your tongue moves. Your brain moves. All at once. That is the power of shadowing. Every time you repeat, the words build paths in your brain. Paths that carry meaning. Paths that carry sound. Paths that carry speed. At first, it feels strange. The words may stumble. The voice may lag. The mouth may hurt. That is normal. That is progress. That is how the brain learns to react before thinking. Shadowing trains your mouth to remember. Shadowing trains your tongue to remember. Shadowing trains your brain to remember. It is memory in motion. Memory that does not sit on a shelf. Memory that jumps out when you need it. Memory that answers in a real conversation, fast, clear, alive. You may feel the rhythm. You may feel the beat. English is not only words. English is sound. English is movement. Shadowing gives your ears and mouth the exact pattern of real English. Every repetition fixes the sound. Every repetition fixes the speed. Every repetition builds confidence without thinking about grammar or rules. The secret is in the timing. The secret is in the exact repetition. Do it too slow, and it loses power. Do it too fast, and your brain struggles. But the perfect rhythm matching the speaker, feeling the pauses, the energy, the stress of words creates automatic recall. Suddenly, your brain does not need to think. Your mouth does not need to search. English flows. Shadowing makes learning alive. Shadowing makes speaking automatic. Shadowing turns understanding into doing. It is the method that bridges the silent gap between listening and speaking. Silent gap where most learners freeze. Shadowing fills that gap with movement, with voice, with reaction, with life. You hear English. You repeat English. You feel English. You become English. This is why shadowing is faster than any book. Faster than any slow practice. Faster than waiting for lessons to sink in. Shadowing is speed, rhythm, and reflex. Shadowing trains your brain to act while others are still thinking. Every single repetition strengthens the connection. Mouth, tongue, brain, ear working together. Shadowing forces them to work together. Shadowing makes the voice in your head the voice in your mouth. Shadowing is not just practice. Shadowing is transformation. Your voice starts to trust your brain. Your brain starts to trust your memory. Your memory starts to trust itself. Shadowing is the secret path from understanding to speaking. Fast, alive, automatic, powerful. Do it once and you feel it. Do it twice and you remember it. Do it many times and speaking English becomes natural. Shadowing is the bridge you have been missing. Shadowing is the secret almost no one shares. Shadowing is the power that turns silent knowledge into living speech. Another important factor for learning English is daily English immersion. Surround yourself with English every day. Not sometimes. Every day. Small moments. Big impact. Your phone, your music, your social media, your favorite shows, your movies, your podcasts everywhere, English is there. It is not a subject on a page. It is the air you breathe. At first, it feels strange. Your mind fights. Your brain resists. You are used to one language, one rhythm, one comfort. English enters quietly, almost hidden. Your brain notices it. Your ears catch it. Your eyes follow it. Little by little, it grows. You start to think in English without realizing. You start to feel English around you. Every notification in English, every song lyric, every subtitle builds a pattern. Your brain starts to expect it. Your memory starts to store it. Even small doses add up. 1 minute here, 2 minutes there. One word today, one sentence tomorrow. Over time, the wall between English and you disappears. You are no longer learning from books only. You are living English. Music makes your ears dance with sound. Shows make your mind catch rhythm. Podcasts whisper ideas. Movies show life in English. Social media gives tiny moments, repeated, constant, invisible. Your brain cannot resist repetition. Your mind starts to recognize patterns. Words appear in context. Grammar is felt, not memorized. The secret is the environment. Surround yourself, and English becomes natural. Stop seeing it as a class. Stop seeing it as homework. English becomes life. It creeps into your thoughts. It colors your imagination. You dream in English sometimes. You speak in English sometimes without thinking. The daily doses turn into fluency. The daily doses turn into instinct. Every small choice counts. Every habit counts. Phone settings in English train your eyes. Notifications in English train your brain. Listening in English trains your ears. Watching in English trains your mind. Reading in English trains your focus. All together, they create a world where English is normal, not foreign. Your brain starts to connect English to life, not to school. Your memory begins to act automatically. Words, sounds, rhythm, meaning they merge. English stops being a subject. It becomes part of you. Every day reinforces it. Every moment reinforces it. The immersion grows, silent but powerful, invisible but unstoppable. This is the hidden truth. English is not learned only in lessons. English is absorbed in life. Daily. Everywhere. Minute by minute. Your environment shapes your fluency faster than any study plan. Your life becomes the classroom. Your reality becomes English. Small, constant doses. Daily immersion. This is how learners become speakers. This is how English becomes natural. Microspeaking moments. You do not need hours of practice at once. Hours feel heavy. Hours feel long. Hours make the brain tired. Instead, short bursts. Short, intense speaking bursts. Moments that surprise your mouth. Moments that shock your brain. moments that break silence. Describe what you are doing. Talk to yourself. Answer YouTube videos out loud. Say the words. Hear the words. Feel the words. The mouth moves first. The tongue follows. The brain reacts fast. Each micro moment is a spark. Sparks light the path from thinking to speaking. The secret is repetition. Not long sessions. Not memorized speeches. Tiny, precise explosions of voice. 1 minute. 2 minutes. 3 minutes. Each moment creates a habit. Each habit strengthens recall. Each recall builds confidence. The silence barrier cracks. You hear it first, then you feel it, then you say it. Imagine waking up. A short sentence leaves your lips. You feel it. You hear it. Your brain smiles. The day begins with English alive. Walking to the kitchen, describing your actions. Coffee, water, toast. Words flow. Short bursts. Not perfect. Not slow. Fast, alive, raw. Your voice begins to trust itself. Later, watching a video. Pause. Speak. Repeat. Your mouth copies the rhythm. Your brain copies the meaning. Eyes, ears, tongue, mouth, mind all together. One tiny moment of English becomes many. One spark becomes a chain. One micro moment turns into fluency. The mind loves short bursts. It remembers movement. It remembers sound. It remembers reaction. Hours of quiet study do not teach reaction. Micro moments do. Micro moments teach speed. Micro moments teach instinct. They create automatic recall without pressure. They train your brain like a muscle. You may feel awkward at first. That is normal. The voice is shy. The mouth is slow. The tongue is stiff. But each micro moment melts fear. Each micro moment gives courage. Each micro moment makes English alive. The silent gap shrinks. The words stop hiding. The voice appears. By the end of the day, you have spoken in hundreds of micro moments. Each small moment counts. Each repetition counts. Each burst counts. Alone they are tiny. Together unstoppable. The silence barrier is gone. English is not waiting. English is here. English flows. You do not wait for the perfect moment. You create hundreds of moments. Short, sharp, alive. Micro-speaking moments turn hesitation into action. Silence into voice. Thinking into speaking. Ordinary days into fluent days. The power is hidden, yet constant, yet unstoppable. Every tiny burst becomes real speaking. Every tiny burst becomes confidence. Every tiny burst becomes your voice. Thinking in English. Translating slows you down. Translating kills fluency. Every time you stop to find a word in your mind, every time you search for a sentence in your native language, English waits. It waits. Your mouth waits. Your brain waits. Your thoughts wait. And fluency slips away, silent, invisible, deadly to progress. Start small. Tiny steps. Tiny thoughts. Tiny actions. I am brushing my teeth. Feel it. Say it in your mind. Watch the toothbrush move. Hear the water flow. Your brain catches the pattern. English grows around action, around life. Step by step, the habit forms. Step by step, the mind learns to think in English without pause. I am tired, not I am cansado. not translating, not stopping, just English. Your feelings become words. Your mind whispers English first. Your brain feels the thought in English. Tiny sparks, tiny victories. Each thought becomes a step. Each step carves a path. The path leads from silence to speech. Look around. Your surroundings speak English if you let them. The cup is on the table. The sun is bright. Every small observation becomes English. Your brain practices without effort. Your mouth begins to trust your mind. Automatic recall awakens quietly. It grows invisible, unstoppable, unnoticed. The secret is immersion inside your mind. Your thoughts become the classroom. Your feelings become the teacher. Your actions become exercises. Each moment you stop translating, each moment you let English arrive first, you expand the border between understanding and speaking. You shrink the space where silence waits. At first, it feels strange. Your brain resists. Your mouth hesitates. Your mind screams in your native language. That is normal. That is progress. That is the crack forming in the wall between two languages. Little by little, your native language fades in importance. English becomes natural. English becomes reflex. English becomes instinct. Think about brushing your teeth. Think about drinking water. Think about the wind outside. Think about the music playing. Each thought in English strengthens your brain. Each small thought trains your memory to react fast. Each English thought trains your mouth to trust your mind. Soon, you will catch yourself thinking in English automatically. Tiny sentences at first, tiny bursts of clarity, then longer thoughts, then feelings, dreams, imagination all in English. Translating will fade. Hesitation will fade. The silent gap between mind and voice disappears. English flows inside, alive, unstoppable, ready to speak at any moment. Step by step, thought by thought, feeling by feeling, English takes over. Fluency is no longer a goal. Fluency is your reality. The secret is simple. The secret is invisible. The secret is inside your mind. Thinking in English. Every day. Every moment. Every breath. Emotion and storytelling. The brain remembers emotions, not rules. Not grammar. Not vocabulary lists. Not endless memorization. It remembers feelings. It remembers moments that touch the heart, that make you laugh, cry, or feel alive. That is where English becomes unforgettable. Talk about your day. Start simple. I woke up. I was sleepy. I drank coffee. Feel the words. Feel the routine. Feel the quiet of the morning. Let your brain connect the memory to English. Every small detail becomes a thread. Every thread weaves into a story. Your mind catches it. Your mouth remembers it. Talk about your dreams. I want to travel. I want to see the ocean. Say it in English. Feel the hope. Feel the excitement. Your brain stores it deeper. The emotion sticks. The words no longer hide. They become part of you. Speaking English stops being effort. Speaking English becomes feeling. Funny situations work best. I spilled water on my laptop. I laughed so hard. Feel the surprise. Feel the embarrassment. Feel the laughter. Your mind lights up. Memory fires faster. Emotion creates speed. Emotion creates connection. Emotion makes English alive. Every story, even small, personal, or silly, trains your brain. Your tongue, your lips, your ears all remember the feeling first. The rules come later. The grammar comes later. The vocabulary is alive because it is tied to emotion. Your voice trusts your brain. Your brain trusts memory. You can feel it. Start telling the story of walking down the street. Describe the people, the noises, the sun, the wind. Feel each word. Feel each step. Your brain stores it. Your mouth copies it. Automatic recall awakens quietly. You speak before thinking. You react before pausing. English flows naturally. Emotion is the key. Stories are the secret. Without feeling, English is empty. With feeling, English becomes life. Your laughter, your excitement, your frustration, your joy, they all anchor words. They make English unforgettable. They make it yours. Start small. One story today. One story tomorrow. One feeling each time. The brain builds a network of memory tied to emotion. The more personal, the more emotional, the faster English sticks. Tiny stories, tiny moments, huge impact. Soon, speaking English will feel like telling your own life. Natural, effortless, alive. Words will come with feelings. Sentences will flow with memory. Grammar will hide behind emotion. Vocabulary will dance with sensation. Every story makes English permanent. Every emotion makes it unstoppable. Every moment turns learning into living. English becomes your story. Your feelings become your voice. Your life becomes your lesson. Emotion and storytelling unlock fluency in a way rules never will. Breaking the fear of mistakes. Most people stay silent. Silent in class. Silent in conversations. Silent when they know the answer. Why? Fear. Fear of mistakes. Fear of looking wrong. Fear of judgment. The voice stops. The mouth locks. The brain hesitates. And English waits. Silent, patient, but unforgiving. But here is the hidden truth. Mistakes are proof. Proof that you are learning. Proof that your brain is stretching. Proof that your voice is waking up. Mistakes are not failures. They are signals. Signals that you are alive in the language. Signals that progress is happening quietly, invisibly. The fastest learners are not the perfect ones. The fastest learners speak first. They stumble. They pause. They correct. And then they speak again. Each mistake is a step forward. Each misstep strengthens memory. Each correction sharpens recall. The voice grows stronger. The brain grows faster. Imagine the fear. Your heart beats. Your mouth freezes. You want to say a word. You want to answer a question. But the fear whispers, "What if you are wrong?" Ignore it. Speak anyway. Say it badly. Say it wrong. Your tongue twists. Your lips fumble. Your brain screams. But each sound is practice. Each wrong word is power. Each broken sentence builds speed. Mistakes are invisible teachers. They show you where the gaps are. They shine light on what is missing. They guide your memory. They force your mouth to move differently next time. You start to notice patterns. You start to anticipate corrections. You start to improve faster than anyone who waits to be perfect. Fear is a trap. Silence is a prison. Speaking first, correcting later, breaks both. Each tiny act of courage reshapes your brain. Each risk trains your mouth. Each error teaches your ears. Mistakes stop being shameful. Mistakes stop being scary. Mistakes become steps. Steps to fluency. Steps to confidence. Steps to action. The secret is repetition with courage. Speak. Stumble. Correct. Speak again. The rhythm trains your brain to react. Your mouth begins to trust your mind. Your mind begins to trust your voice. The gap between thought and speech disappears. Fear shrinks. Confidence grows. Fluency becomes natural. The next time you hesitate, remember, silence is easy. Mistakes are powerful. Each mistake carries learning hidden in plain sight. Each misstep is progress disguised as error. Speak first. Correct later. Step forward. Every mistake moves you closer to English that flows, alive, unstoppable, and truly yours. Mistakes are no longer enemies. They are allies. They are proof. They are the bridge between understanding and speaking. Every word you say, wrong or right, is a victory. Every moment you risk, your fear shrinks. Every act of speaking turns silence into voice. Every mistake builds fluency. Building a daily speaking routine. Success comes from consistency. Not luck. Not talent. Not long hours once in a while. Consistency. The small, repeated actions that build a bridge from passive knowledge to active speaking. Each day counts. Each moment counts. Each habit counts. Create a daily system. Start small, start precise. 15 minutes of shadowing. Feel the rhythm of words. Feel your mouth move with the sound. Feel your brain react instantly. The tongue copies. The lips follow. The mind captures the pattern. 15 minutes may seem short, but it is enough to train reflex. Enough to awaken the voice. Enough to spark fluency. Next, 10 minutes of self-talk. Speak to yourself. Describe your day. Describe your feelings. Describe your thoughts. I am drinking water. I am listening to music. I feel excited. Each sentence builds connection. Each word carves a path in your brain. Your mind begins to think in English. Your voice begins to trust your memory. 10 minutes of self-talk is invisible power. 10 minutes of self-talk is courage in action. 10 minutes of self-talk turns hesitation into habit. 5 minutes of recording yourself. Hear your own voice. Feel the sound. Notice the mistakes. Notice the rhythm. Notice what flows and what hesitates. Your ears, your mouth, your brain all working together. Repetition becomes training. Observation becomes improvement. Listening becomes insight. Each day, the recording captures growth. Each day, you become a witness to your own fluency. Small, repeatable habits are the secret. Shadowing, self-talk, recording, they seem simple. But simplicity hides power. Repetition hides transformation. Daily practice hides acceleration. Passive English, the words that live in your mind, begins to flow into action. Speaking becomes automatic. Confidence becomes natural. Fluency becomes alive. Consistency is invisible magic. One day it feels slow. One day it feels small. One day it feels like nothing changes. But each day adds invisible bricks. Each day builds unseen muscles. Each day trains memory, reaction, voice, and mind. Weeks pass, and suddenly, English flows without effort. Days of small actions become weeks of unstoppable fluency. The secret is in the routine. 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Short bursts, precise habits, repeated every single day. No exceptions. No delays. No waiting for inspiration. Each repetition is a spark. Each spark ignites memory. Each memory awakens voice. Passive words become active sentences. Hesitation becomes courage. Silence becomes speaking. Every morning, every afternoon, every evening, these small rituals transform your brain. Transform your mouth. Transform your life. Daily habits are the engine. Shadowing, self-talk, recording each gear turning, each gear shaping fluency. The secret is not in long hours. The secret is in daily consistency. The secret is in building a routine that cannot fail because you show up every single day. This is how English stops being a subject. This is how English becomes alive. This is how learners turn into speakers. Step by step, day by day, habit by habit, the daily routine is your invisible weapon, your secret path, your unstoppable bridge to fluency. To conclude this video, let us summarize everything we have learned today, the definitive plan to transform your English from passive knowledge to unstoppable fluency. From the power of shadowing, where real-time repetition awakens your mouth, tongue, and brain, to daily English immersion, engaging with English so it stops feeling like a school subject and becomes part of your life. Add micro-speech moments, those short, intense bursts that break the silence barrier. Combine this with thinking in English, allowing your brain to stop translating and start reacting naturally. Infuse emotion and narrative because your brain remembers feelings, not rules, and your personal stories make English unforgettable. Cut through hesitation with breaking the fear of mistakes, treating each mistake as a step forward, not a failure. And finally, focus all of this with building a daily speaking routine. 15 minutes of shadowing, 10 minutes of self-talk, 5 minutes of recording small, repeatable habits that transform passive English into active, confident speech. If you enjoyed this, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps more students discover these secrets. And if you are ready to become fluent immediately, I have left a link in the description. It is the method that has already helped over 10,000 people become fluent in record time. Do not wait, take this step today and make English a natural, confident, and fast part of your life.